Hey Twin Lakes Church, this is Kristen Jensen here, Director of Young Family Ministries, and I'm coming to you from Breckenridge, Colorado at the very end of a 12-day road trip with my family. They are currently back here constructing a very important bridge in the river, so they love to do that kind of stuff on vacation. It's very sweet. And one of the experiences here was something I wanted to share with you. We went to a beautiful national park called Black Canyon of the Gunnison. And I knew it was a very deep canyon, but when we drove up and actually walked out onto the viewpoint, there became a moment when the sheer depth of these canyons, I mean depth and height really, because you're up so high and they go so deep, was overwhelming. And I became very terrified because I had 3 small children and they just make me nervous because they're a little bit wild. And it became clear to me as we experienced all these different viewpoints of the canyon that the sheer depth of this place could only be experienced in person. Like, no picture is going to do this place justice. And as I started thinking about that reality, it started to become clear to me that all the experiences that we've been having on this trip, it's sort of similar. There's no way to encapsulate the Rocky Mountains or great sand dunes or the Mesa Verde that we got to see. Like, all these places are just such a gift to experience firsthand. And though I'm happy to show pictures and share stories, there's something powerful about that firsthand experience that we've been having. Some of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my whole life. And I started to really think about how that relates to our relationship with God, and how so much for me, so much of my struggle comes from not seeking a firsthand experience of God. Like, I'm very content sometimes just to sort of have a secondhand experience of God, hearing great stories about people's experiences with God, reading books, listening to podcasts, which are all great and I highly recommend, and I'm happy that I have those experiences. But there's something powerful and important about a firsthand experience with God. So I started thinking about, what does that look like in my life? What does that look like in our lives as people who follow Jesus? And some of the ways that's been real for me on this trip and in my own regular everyday life at home is really inviting God into my everyday life and remembering, gosh, He is with me all day, even if I don't always realize it. So there's been some moments of frustration, as there is when you are on vacation with humans and families and children. And in those frustrating moments, just inviting God in and saying, God, I need you with me. I'm so frustrated right now. I can't handle the fighting. I can't handle the complaining. And realizing that God's with me, and even though it doesn't always fix the issue immediately, it gives me a peace to know that God is with me experiencing whatever stress or overwhelm that I'm feeling in that moment. Also, just remembering to thank God for the beauty that is around me. Whether you're having this epic road trip or you're just experiencing your everyday life, seeing things around you that are beautiful, or people that are beautiful, or conversations, or whatever, wherever you're finding beauty in your everyday life, that is a way for us to experience and recognize God in our midst. There's some practical ways that I know for me when I'm feeling disconnected from God, or ways that I try to connect with Him regularly, are using an app called Pray As You Go. And they have daily, about 10 or 12 minute meditations where they take you through passages of scripture. They have beautiful worship music. They give you times of silence. They give you questions to contemplate. And it's just a way for your brain to slow down and recognize that God is with you and that you can experience Him even just in a 10 or 12 minute time of focus on Him. Another great resource is a book called Practicing the Way by John Mark Comer. And this is a great one if you've never experienced God, or you're not quite sure how to even begin, or if it's been a really long time and you're feeling intimidated on how to really engage with God. Practicing the Way is a great opportunity because it goes through some ancient spiritual disciplines and practices that can help you form some habits in your life. And that's really what it is. It's about a habit of turning our minds back to God throughout our day and talking with Him and inviting Him in. I mean, really where He already is, but kind of helping our brains recognize, yeah, God's already here. He's with me. And in that sense, it helps us to experience Him firsthand, not just as a secondary participant, right? And there's a scripture in John 4:8 that I absolutely love, and the Message version says, say a quiet yes to God, and He will be there with you in no time. Say a quiet yes to God, and He will be there in no time. And really, in a practical way, I think that's what it's all about, is through our days saying a practical, quiet yes to Him and waiting for Him and watching for Him to show up. Now, it's not always going to be this epic, deep spiritual experience, right? It's going to sometimes feel like, God, where are you? But I truly believe when we turn our minds back to Him throughout our day, and we even develop some practices of inviting Him in, God is going to do some amazing things. He's going to be there in no time. So I want to encourage you this week is how can you be saying yes, a quiet yes to God through your week? And how can you be recognizing Him in your everyday? And how can you be having some firsthand experiences of Him? Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for letting me show you a part of my trip, and I look forward to seeing you around church.